If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, why are people with social anxiety and low confidence treated differently and disrespected? Answer by Dennis Daly. In a sense, yes, and the reasons are indirect. We in the West seem to value outspokenness and confidence. This is not so in Japan. For example, extroverted and sociable people tend to be seen in a more positive light. There really is no justification for this, however. It is true, extroverted people tend to feel happier, and people do tend to gravitate around happier people. But that does not make them a better person or anything like that. Part of what makes them happy is that the sociable people feed off others, and that keeps them happy. Social connections are important for one's well-being. It is difficult for people with social anxiety. Many of these fear that others will be judging them. This is an irrational fear, because most people are too busy thinking about themselves and how others might see them to be bothered to judge others. This is often called the spotlight illusion. Socially anxious people find it difficult to mingle in public. This can, but not always, deprive them of useful human contact, and the happiness that comes with it. There are ways around this, except that one will feel anxious and just do one's activities anyway. After a while one realizes that nobody is too fussed about you, and that you are doing all right. It is useful to have a mindfulness session before you head out. Meet small groups of people. These will be more manageable, and one's confidence can be built up that way. As regards confident people, yes, on the whole they are at a distinct advantage in the West. Confidence often tends to be taken for or conflated for competence, and so confident people tend to be seen as more competent, even though that may not be true. There is a real substantive advantage, however, and that is confident people tend to try things. They look for opportunities to advance their goals. And on the whole, they tend to be more successful. They take necessary chances. Of course, that only works in the long run if they develop skills. And yes, by and large, they do. As I said, they expect to succeed, and so try. That said, there is an optimum amount of confidence. Case in point, Trump. Trump is so confident that he can solve all the problems of the world, including those of middle-class America and its trade deficits. The reality is that he cannot. He has been so overconfident all through his life that he has been bankrupt 6 times, and US banks stopped lending to him. The research on business also shows the danger of being overconfident. Overconfident people tend to be very poor negotiators, as they tend to tell their opposite parties what they want and what they are prepared to offer for it. Overconfident people don't tend to work hard, because they just expect things to fall their war. It is a good recipe for disaster. This type of overconfidence is often called hubris. An underconfident person will never suffer from hubris. That is for sure. So confidence is good, but one can have too much of the good things. There you go. I hope you find this useful. Answer by Adam Bergen. I can guarantee you that there are plenty of people with low self-confidence and social anxiety, and they feel for you, because they suffer from the same problem. Which validates my point. People tend to treat people who are different from them with disrespect. It's because they don't really get you, so they feel threatened and show it in a number of ways. Two peas in a pod get along great because they share a lot of the same traits, habits, views, you name it. The coolest people I know are the ones who get along with people who are vastly different from themselves. Someone who has friends from all different backgrounds and ethnicities are some cool motherfuckers. We need more people like that. Answer by Wes Wynn. There's an old saying in sales, the key to success is to raise your own energy. That will attract people to you, and when they show up, bill them. Someone calm and confident can ease a room or energize one. They're someone you don't ever have to worry about. They're just supportive and awesome no matter what anyone else needs. They just make people around them feel good. If I work with someone with high self-confidence, they just emanate, "We can do this." Conversely, if I worked with someone second-guessing things each step and unsure if they can handle some part, we may not even go for the gold, so to speak. Like they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Anxiety versus total calm is also very different to be around. The super calm person is up for anything. Here we'll often find spontaneity, excitement, etc., and we can trust when someone says they're up for it or not. others. No anxiety preventing confrontation. All that said, I've experienced both crippling panic attacks and moments of total confidence, and you're right, they're treated very differently, even despite the fact that I am who I am in terms of aptitude and ability in both cases. It's the same for anyone who's felt both sides. They're treated differently because they are different. The disrespect may come from perceived naysaying. If every time an idea is shot down because there's no way we can do that, or I can't go with for that, no way out of anxiety, the rest of the group may come to avoid that. It may be less about respect than it is about the desires of other people being unchanged. We sort of self-segregate into similarities, and as much as someone anxious doesn't want to be pushed into discomfort, someone who doesn't experience anxiety may not want to be pulled from adventurousness.